Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of M365 Voice. My name is Sarah Haase.
And I am Mike Madarani.
And I'm Antonio Mayo.
Perfect. So we're here, the three of us. No special guest this time, which means we are taking a question from the question jar. Are you all ready to go?
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, mix it up. And here we go. Today's question: how do you manage your work tasks?
Work tasks.
We have talked about email inboxes before. I'm still scared of some of the answers that we gave on that. So I'm going to be interested to see this one. Mike, how do you manage your work tasks?
I am in Outlook. I use the Outlook tasks to manage everything I have. Whether it is personal or work related, I always put it in my Outlook.
And you have it all blended together?
Correct. I do not label them differently. I have them in my to-do, in my Outlook tasks. And I set a date on each task based on whatever that is. And I make sure I clear them up on a weekly basis.
Okay.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
Do you use the To-Do app
No.
to manage those tasks on a phone? No.
I don't. I should. I've always said I'm gonna do it, but I'm still an old school person, I guess, and still doing it in Outlook. And
Okay.
It is much easier if you are on the road and you're using your phone to manage it in that to do. But no, I have not used it.
How are you looking at your tasks in Outlook, Mike? Do you go to the tasks view to view all of your tasks, or do you have them appearing on your calendar view, or how do you?
No, I actually hover over the actual tasks list, and it gives you what's outstanding that you have, and I quickly see the title, and then I guess if I really want to go into something specific, I go into the my tasks, and I click on it. Sometimes I assign a task for a month from now, let's say, and I really don't remember what it was, so I'll go to it and double check and what it is and make sure that I finished it.
Okay. Antonio, how about you?
I use Outlook tasks as well, but I think I use it a little differently than Mike. So I will create a task when it's something really important that I have to get done or just can't forget. I don't set a date on my tasks. What I do is I order the tasks based on priority, so that the most important one, and this changes sometimes day to day, is at the top, and then it kind of goes down in priority from there. So it kind of gives me an ordered task list. I don't set the date just because it's not right in my view, right? So double clicking on a task and going in and setting a date. The dates I find change so often for some of my tasks that it's just, I'd be resetting the date all the time. And then I use the flag on tasks to mark when it's done. So yeah, that's how I do that. And I don't use the To-Do app because it doesn't respect the order of tasks that I have in Outlook. So in Outlook, I actually show the little task pane, right? So I've got my email, I've got calendar over here, and I've got the task below. And if I look at that list in To-Do, it's in order of, I think, date or priority, low, high, medium. So it doesn't respect the order that I move them around in my Outlook client. So that's what I do.
This is so interesting. This is fascinating. I do it completely differently. So I still use Outlook tasks, but I do them completely differently, not shocking than both of you do, because we all work so differently. So I use in my Outlook calendar view, I look at a week at a time on my calendar, and then I have the tasks queued up daily underneath that calendar view. So I have tasks every day. And as you know, I love having a color-coded calendar. So every single meeting on my calendar is color-coded, whether it's a leadership meeting, a team meeting, a project meeting, they're all different colors. My tasks match the same colors because, of course, that's what I'm going to do. So my tasks are color-coded. And I use tasks pretty extensively, and I clear them every day. One of the things that I have set up, and I think in Outlook, is it called a quick action?
Yes.
I've set up a custom quick action where I can take an email and click on a quick action to create a task off of that email and then file it, because I don't like having those emails in my inbox. So then I will create a task off of, I need to respond to this email by the end of the week. And then I'll create that as a task, and it'll actually incorporate the email into the task itself, so that I can get the email out of my inbox. So I use Outlook tasks, but I never use the To-Do app. And I like having them all color coded so I can tell which tasks are most important.
So does the color code mean a priority for you? Do you set priority based on the color code, or no? That doesn't matter.
Kind of. So I use the categories in Outlook to color code both my tasks and my work meetings. So I have, like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 colors set up in my categories in Outlook. So anything that is leadership related, whether it's a meeting or a task, is red. So frankly, I have that chosen as red on purpose, because those kind of automatically, when you're surveying them, automatically come to the top. Anything that's just a miscellaneous work task for me to complete, like a time card submission or something like that, would be like a light gray color. So those kind of fade into the background a little bit. So I don't custom order them as much, but the color coding is usually my indicator of the relative importance.
Okay.
I have a quick action as well. I did the same thing. I create a custom quick action that creates a task from an email. Does the email come into your task as an attachment, or
Yes,
is
it does.
It does. Okay, mine doesn't. Mine just takes the body and sticks it into the task, but I like that idea of having it in the task as an attachment, because that way you don't have to go searching for the email you had to respond to.
Correct. So then I can file the email and I never need to go looking for it again, because it's going to be in the task itself. And if you have email retention rules set up, so let's say that an email comes in from Antonio, it's something I need to follow up on 4 months from now, but I have an email retention rule that says auto delete my emails after 2 months. If I save that email and it adds it to a task, I will still have the record of the email in the task, even if the core email itself has been auto removed.
Deleted.
I was going to say retention, and that's not a word. But it's interesting because I don't use the To-Do app either. I go into Outlook tasks, and they are kind of difficult in the sense that you can't see them in the Outlook mobile app, in Teams. I mean, I'm using Outlook, the desktop application, to manage my tasks. It sounds like all of us are doing that.
Yeah. Yep, same here. If To-Do respected the order that they're listed in Outlook, I would probably use it, because I like that idea. But because I rely on that order, the top ones being my highest priority, I tried to use To-Do and I couldn't get it to respect the order. So they were all mixed up and I didn't know which task to work on next.
And it sounds like we all have different degrees of when we review our tasks to sign off on them. Like Mike, you said that you like to make sure that you're on top of all your tasks every week.
Right. Exactly.
I am. It's the last thing I do. It's the first thing I look at in the morning when I start work, and it's the last thing I look at before I stop work at the end of the day. So I do a daily iteration. Antonio, how often, or because you don't have due dates on yours, do they just kind of roll forward?
For me, they just roll forward. I wish I could close all of the ones I planned for today by the end of the day, or even the end of the week, but that's never the case, because I just end up in so many meetings that finding time to actually do the tasks is difficult. So I close them off as I do them. So, I have in my task window right now, it happens to be a busy one right now. I probably have, I don't know, 20 to 30 tasks right now in there. And that's a lot for me in there.
Mike, I'm scared to ask how many tasks you have.
I have 3 only.
Wow.
How many emails have you got in your inbox? 3 tasks.
3 of them are, what's that?
How many tasks versus how many emails in your inbox?
You don't want to know. And the reason I only have 3, because I know 2 of them are due like next month and 1 is due like 3 months from now. But my inbox is, it's down from the last time we talked. It's 46,572.
That's down.
I think the retention rule is working.
That's awesome.
It literally makes me want to go like this, because I'd never be able to get out of bed in the morning.
But with 0 unread.
Are you indicating that you have read every single email that Antonio and I have sent you?
Yes.
That's really good. Well, I think that this has been a really interesting discussion about tasks. It's amazing to me that we all use similar functionality, but in entirely different ways. So we certainly hope that some of this was helpful to maybe give you all of you some ideas on how to manage your tasks. Any final thoughts?
I do have a question. Does anybody use Planner for anything?
I do use Planner for work projects, and I've actually gotten to the point where I actually quite like it. It took a little while for it to grow on me. But I do use Planner, especially when I'm working on projects where I own some tasks, other people own other tasks. And it's great for when you have stand-up meetings for your projects to be able to look at the Planner board, to be able to review what's coming up. How about you?
We have started using Planner in a serious way. Like it took a while, like you said, it took a while to really come to terms with how to use it and where it was useful. We use it on some projects for tracking major deliverables only. So when we have major deliverables to a client, we will create a task in Planner and use that to track it and move it through some set of buckets to show its progress and so on. We won't use it for every single action or every single activity in a project because we just find it's too much overhead, or you hit the limits of Planner too quickly, and those drive me insane. So only major deliverables, really.
How about you, Mike?
I would say I probably have like two lives in the M365 world. Anything in my tenant, managing the clients, I use the tasks. So this is how I use on a daily basis within my world. But I use Planner a lot with the clients. So every time I am on a project with the clients, I push Planner to use Planner within their tenant. So definitely heavy use of Planner while I am on a project, but not in my personal tenant. My personal tenant, my management of the tasks or the activities are in all the tasks, but the management of projects are within the client's side, and I have a push Planner, and it's been working great.
Good.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us for another episode, and we'll catch you next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.